instead of like, I seen this in, my father once said to me, my brother, Sheikh Abdullah, he said to us, he told us, thank you, see, I really appreciate you guys in my life. I can't thank you guys enough. And we're like, Sheikh Yasser, we're like, what do you mean you can't thank us enough? He said, because of you being bad, I start praying tahajjud. so, okay, on one hand, he said, I have never, you guys used to give me a hard time when you guys were kids. I mean, when we were young kids going to public school, we were kids, like 7, 8, 9 years old. And my dad is, a doctor, is trying to figure things out first. He doesn't know what to do. So now his sheikh tells him, to wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, pray 2 rakat salah, raise 2 hands, shed 2 tears. Khalas, that's it. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, khalas. Don't do anything else. So now, every single time your heart, you're getting disappointed. You want sukoon in your heart? You want sukoon in your house? I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, try this out. Instead of directing your frustration, your conversation, your discourse, thinking that you're a magician, philosopher, psychologist, psychiatrist, all right, all that, why don't you bottle all that up and just let it out in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, أنا المذنب, I'm wrong. Maybe we should start thinking that, what the Salaf al-Salihin, they say, إني أرى أثر ذنبي في امرأتي ودابتي. Like, I would see the effects of my sins, my disobedience in the behavior of my spouse and my animal, meaning when they would travel. I mean, I can see the effects of things. So you turn back to Allah. My father was saying that, every time that happened, I would just cry more at night. And then I would see Allah manifest and bring change during the day. So, we have, my practical step would be is it come back to the source. Maybe you're doing, and don't be the one who's trying to lecture your spouse. Okay, why don't you get back? No, let's make dua yourself. Cry in front of Allah at night. Allah revealed Muzammil before Muzammil was one of the first surahs to be revealed. Why? Because this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us to recover from the day before and prepare for the next day. Khalas, whatever happened yesterday, recover at night and turn back to Allah. Prepare for the next day. That's why Allama Iqbal, he says, "Tu bacha bacha ke narak ise." I'll say some Urdu, you Sheikh, please pretend like you understand what I'm saying. "Tu bacha bacha ke narak ise, tera aina hai wo aina, ke shikasta ho to aziz tar hai nigah aina saaz mein." He says, don't, of course, the idea, you think that you're going to come home, your heart's never going to be broken, your wife's never going to be mad at you, your husband, it's going to happen. There's going to be times when your heart's broken. Iqbal, he says, don't try to live life in a way where you're holding your heart like a fragile glass, like it can't be broken. Don't do that. Why? Because your glass is that vessel, that mirror. The more it breaks, the closer it is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? The more it's broken, the more closer it gets to Allah. So the idea, the practical step over here is, you see something. I see what my father told us brothers that, and I look at my children now as well. I say, I guess that's you. Of course, you give advice. You sit down, give nasiha, but we go through all that different things that we're already doing. But sometimes, based on what you're saying, I love that, because at the end of the day, the source is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet was giving da'wah to the people of Mecca, but at the end of the day, begging Allah at night, oh Allah, give these people hidayah, give the people hidayah. Sometimes we're doing the effort, but we're not begging Allah and getting it from the source. And so if we're not doing that, then how do we expect there to be tranquility, love? This is the rule of thumb, that this is Allah. وَلَن تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَبْدِيلًا. This is the principle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those who do it are showered with mercy and sakina, even in small huts. And those who don't do it, the sunnah of Allah is, they might have everything in this world, but Allah would not give them sakina, that tranquility, peace, and love, just because the relationship with Allah is not taken care of. This is my advice, just a practical step I've seen with my own father.